Welcome back, big fella. Today we are talking about 9 brutal truths that I learned after losing 110 pounds. This one's going to be nice and straightforward. This is going to be a writer-downer. If you take this shit seriously, get your phone out, get your notes out, do whatever you need to do. There's going to be some stuff that I talk about in this video that is going to be helpful to write down and apply into your life. I am not just going surface level here. I'm diving deep into these 9 truths and why you need to understand them in order to make fitness progress. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting recently. We've been posting on quite a few different accounts and having a lot of fun recently. Again, thank you so much, everybody who ordered a Big Fella shirt. The Big Fella community is growing stronger and stronger every day, and I appreciate the hell out of you guys. That's all it is. So, yeah, let's dive in, shall we? Number 1, 90% of your hunger isn't physical, it's emotional. And this is a hard thing to listen to, because I would have never believed this in the first point. But when you really think about it, when was the last time your stomach actually rumbled? When was the last time you actually heard your stomach growl? It's probably not that often. I still don't feel it very much. I didn't feel it much before I lost the weight. I didn't feel it much during, and I didn't feel it much after. Now, that's because I've taught myself how to stay full, but you're not ever that hungry, usually. Most of the time, it's an emotional trigger. Most of the time, you're using this food as an emotional comfort. You're not alone. You're definitely not alone. For a lot of guys and girls who have been overweight the majority of their lives, it's almost like a passed down detriment, because our parents or grandparents or family member in general, they like to use food as a comfort. So food is usually our vice of choice. Other guys and girls, it's, for other people, it's alcohol. For other people, it's drugs. For a lot of people, it's food. It's, come home burnt out after a long day, tired, exhausted. What do you want? You want comfort. You want dopamine. So you reach for food. It has already been proven that the more stressed out, the more painful you are, the more cortisol in your system, the more likely you are to crave a high sugar, high fat food. So my biggest workaround for this is identify, okay, has it been a long day? Do I want to eat a bunch of fat and sugar? Of course I do. Keep the high protein filling foods that you enjoy convenient and close, because you want to stay full. You want to be able to satisfy yourself. You want to be able to get that comfort from food. You want to be able to find that comfort from the feeling of fullness and satiety, as opposed to the feeling of a specific taste. Because I'll tell you right now, a full blender of protein ice cream is just as good in my eyes after a stressful day at work as a pint of actual ice cream. And one of them is 400 calories. The other one is like 1,900 calories. So pretty easy decision to make there. So understand, it's stress, it's boredom, it's some sort of emotion. Usually you're not actually hungry. You're just eating because it's time to eat, or you're eating because you require dopamine, or you think you need dopamine. Number 2, cheat days are terrible for you, especially if you have a binging problem. If you are one of those people that eats until like their eyes roll back in their heads, and they just go and go and go until they are absolutely stuffed to the brim, and you try to lose weight and you start programming cheat days into your program, that's a terrible idea. Cheat days are awful. And not because, you shouldn't be having the extra calories. It's not a calories thing at all. It is entirely rooted in the patterns. If you are used to binging on large amounts of food, and then you start losing weight, but then give yourself space once a week, once a month to binge on foods, and then specifically call them binge cheat foods, then you're going to ruin your relationship with food and feel like you can never eat them unless you're binging, unless you're cheating. It's going to turn into more unplanned binges than planned cheat days. It's something I've tried for years. It just doesn't work. Especially long term. Get cheat days out. Get cheat days out of your system completely. If you are craving a fun food, fit it in regularly. If I come home and I'm stressed to the brim and I want to do a cheat day and I want to program a cheat day in for the next day, that's not what I'm going to do. Instead, I'm going to make note of it, understand that I'm stressed out / emotional, and I will get my donuts soon. It's not going to be right now, because if I eat a bunch of donuts right now, it's going to be an entire dozen and it's going to be gone. I'm going to feel really guilty afterwards. That's not what I want. Instead, I'm going to write it down and I'm going to go buy a donut on an unemotional day and I'm going to fit it into a normal calorie deficit. I'm going to fit it into a normal day of eating for myself. That's how I go about it. Think about your logic brain versus your emotional brain. Fit the fun food in when you're logical, when you're feeling logical. Honor that craving, but don't do it when you're sad, emotional, angry, and you want to eat everything in sight for a whole day. Bad idea. Number 3, meal plans will not save you. You are not a bodybuilder. Stop thinking that you are, especially if you have a lot of weight to lose. If I write you a 12-week meal plan right now, what happens on week 13? What did you learn? Nothing. It's like the kid it's like the 2 kids taking a test. One of them memorized all the answers. The other one actually understood the concept. Which one's going to actually graduate with solid grades? The one who actually understood the concept. It's the same way with calories and eating. If you actually understand what's going into your meals and understanding how to keep yourself full, you're going to have a much easier time compared to somebody who's just trying to blindly follow a meal plan. All a meal plan teaches you is how to measure broccoli on a food scale. That's all it teaches you. Meal plans will not save you. Meal plans are not sustainable. If you are not a bodybuilder prepared to be on stage, you should not be following a meal plan unless you have like insanely strict dietary like restrictions. Then that's a little bit different. But if your only goal is weight loss, meal plans is not for you, bro. Stop it. Stop it. You want it to feel. You have how you're eating currently, and you have how you eat on a meal plan. If you fully flip 180 to your entire lifestyle around food to following this meal plan, it's going to feel incredibly disjointed, like 2 very different worlds apart. Instead, what you want to do is take where your existing eating is and move it a little bit closer to a calorie deficit, as opposed to completely trying to change your life and turn it completely upside down. That never works. Never works. Number 4, gym anxiety. This one is pretty simple. Gym anxiety is one of the easiest things you can get over. Here's my 3-4 step system to do that. Number 1, choose how you're going to get your workouts in. It can be at home, it can be at a gym. Get that out of the way first, right? Clear your space if you're going to do a home gym. Do not do it in your bedroom. Do not do it in your office. Do it in a common area. Do not do it where you sleep. Also, if you're going to be at a gym, just go get the membership stuff taken care of. Go to the front desk, get a tour, get a better idea of where you're going, okay? I recommend going somewhere where you know somebody. If that can't be happening, then so be it. Do it by yourself. Once that first step is done, your first trip to the gym should look exactly like this. You should walk in, you should get on a treadmill, and you should walk for 30 minutes, and then you go home. That's it. And you do that a couple times on your first week. What this does is it teaches you that the gym is just another building with 4 walls. The gym is just another building. It's in my eyes, the most welcoming and comforting building in your area outside of your house. Because it's filled with room. It's a room filled with people that want to achieve their goals. How is that not helpful? How is that not a welcoming environment? The reason you're scared of the gym is because it's new and it's uncertain. Your brain is terrified of the unknown. When you go to the gym and you walk for 30 minutes a couple times a week, you're going to start feeling more comfortable in that environment. You're going to start noticing some faces that you feel comfortable with. You're going to start figuring out where the free weights are, where the machines are, where the bathrooms are, who works the front desk, who comes at what times you like to go. All those things are slowly going to get figured out, and you're like, wait, this is just another building. And wait, I actually feel way more comfortable here now. You are going to drastically skyrocket your ability to stay consistent in the gym if you follow this strategy. I have done this with every single client that I work with, and it is an absolute freaking game changer. I have turned dozens upon dozens of people who are terrified of the gym, that had never really gone consistently before, into people that have gone consistently for years using this strategy. Next, you do not burn as many calories as you think from exercise. And I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but this Apple Watch, those treadmill numbers, that Fitbit, they're all lying to you. They are over-projecting the amount of calories you're actually burning. Your body only burns about 5% of its total calories from exercise amongst people who exercise. You're not burning that many calories. Now, I'm not saying you still shouldn't exercise. I'm just saying, for the sake of calorie burn, for the sake of being in a calorie deficit, it has to come from food. People will often say, you can't out-train a bad diet. Dude, it's the truth. Treat the calories that you burn from exercise as an extra added on top, a little cherry on top of the sundae. But the actual calorie deficit has to come from your eating. It has to come from your eating. It's way easier to control the calories coming in than trying to overburn the calories coming out because you're not burning as many calories as you think you are. But we still do our cardio. We still do our strength training. We do strength training to build muscle. We use our cardio to improve our endurance and our heart health. Next, if you want to lose more than 50 pounds, you have to want this. If you want to lose more than 50 pounds, you have to need it. You can't just want it. You have to need the change. You have to need this. You have to be brutally honest and brutally clear with yourself. I need to change, right? The larger the amount of weight, the bigger your why needs to be, okay? The pain of change, the pain of changing your lifestyle must feel like less significant than the pain of staying the same. The pain of staying the same and living the current lifestyle must hurt more than the pain of wanting to actually change. You're going to go the path of less pain. So if that means you're changing, it means it's time to fucking change. You also need to be aware of why you want this and why you need this. If you are just casually, nonchalantly trying to lose weight, newsflash, if you're looking to lose 100 pounds, you can't really start that journey nonchalantly. Sure, you can understand your calories, you can understand your protein, you can take a long-term outlook on it, but you have to be brutally clear as to why you want to change your life. It's a lifestyle change. It's a lifestyle change. People don't just do those on accident. Start taking yourself seriously. You matter. You're only going to be on this planet for a certain amount of time. A lot of the guys and girls that I speak to on here are parents. A lot of my clients are parents. They come to me saying, I am sick of hating the way I look, but more importantly, I want to be around for my children. I want to be around to be able to play catch and be there for my kids. If that ain't the most beautiful thing you've ever fucking heard, I don't know what is. And yeah, sometimes people say weight loss isn't that deep. I totally understand that. For a lot of people, it isn't. But if you have been overweight your entire fucking life, it is time to start taking yourself seriously. You have to need this shit like you need air. Now, I'm not saying you need to drop everything you do, quit your job, and abandon your family. You know that's not what I'm saying. You're a logical fucking person. You can connect the dots. But you absolutely have to need this. The more weight you need to lose, the longer and stronger your why needs to be. My why is that I needed to lose 100 pounds because I had people reliant on me, and I have never once felt what it was like to be confident in my own ability. If I was going to gain confidence in my career, if I was going to gain confidence in my social ability, I was going to need to be confident in myself as a person. And the only way I was going to be able to do that is losing that weight. And that was my battle to fight. Not everybody's battle is going to be the same. It's most likely going to be different. Next, most coaches suck at their jobs. And this is more apparent than ever because the fitness industry is a bunch of fucking snake oil salesmen. And it pisses me off. It's so hard. Not everybody deserves podcast equipment. And I know people say that a lot, and I know it's ironic hearing me say this. But you guys know who I am. I am not trying to bullshit you. I'm trying to send you down the path that I went on to improve your fucking lives. I am not inviting OnlyFans girls onto the podcast to roast them. I'm not here to sell you a $7,000 course on how to post on social media. No. The biggest issue that I have with the fitness industry and the biggest reason why most coaches now more than ever suck at their jobs is because the motivation to get into the fitness industry is no longer trying to help people. The vast majority of the people, especially younger guys that are trying to get into the fitness industry, that are trying to make this their career, are doing it out of greed because they see other people making millions from fitness. They see people flexing the Ferraris. They see people flexing all the money that they're making online from their coaching programs, and they want to do the same thing. They are not doing it because they want to help people. They are trying to sell you a program for as much as they can get away with so you can be another customer where they can farm your results, they can starve you, they can repeat the process, and they can go make their millions. That's why people are becoming coaches, not because they want to. Most coaches and trainers suck at their job. If you want to find somebody that actually is worth a damn, you have to find somebody that has been where you are, has done what you want to do, and has helped other people do the exact same thing. I have been 300 pounds. I have lost 100 pounds, and I have helped hundreds of clients lose that same amount of weight. That's why people choose to work with me, because they can listen to me, they understand me, because I understand them. Just because somebody has a six-pack doesn't mean it was earned. Speaking of six-packs, you are not confident in your abilities yet because you lack evidence. I learned this from Alex Hormozy. Confidence comes from evidence. If you are not confident in yourself, it's because you have evidence saying otherwise. If you're, let's say, 30 years old, of course you're not going to be confident in yourself losing weight because you have 30 years of evidence to say otherwise. You have 30 years of evidence of overeating and under-exercising. Of course you're not going to have confidence because you have 30 years of proof stacked against you right now. You're not supposed to have confidence in this stage. No one does. And if they do, they're faking it. But what can you do? You can stack your wins and you can teach yourself how to celebrate a win. That's what most guys suck ass at. They don't know how to celebrate their own wins. Every time you hit a new PR in the gym, every time you hit a new belt buckle on your belt, every time you make a solid meal prep meal, every time you hit your step goal, that's a win. Think of that as planting a flower in your garden. Turn around, plant the flower, get back to work. Turn around, get a win, plant the flower, get back to work. Eventually, you're going to turn around, and you're going to be surrounded by so many flowers, so many wins, so much proof that you are now this new lifestyle and you are now this new person that you are going to have no choice but to sit there and say, whoa, this is a garden. I have to admit, this is impressive. I'm a little confident now because I'm surrounded by proof that I am that motherfucker. That right there is how confidence is built. Stack your evidence. But I swear to God, if I see another one of you guys having a win and brushing it off, you are guaranteeing your loss. You are guaranteeing your own downfall. It is not egotistical to celebrate a win. It is not egotistical to tell a friend, hey, I'm down 20 pounds. It's not egotistical to post a non-scale victory on your Snapchat story or your Instagram story or your Facebook post. It's not egotistical. It's how you celebrate wins, dude. You don't have to tell a single motherfucker on the planet as long as you tell somebody or you at least you tell yourself that that is a win. That is how you continue moving forward. That is giving you the momentum to continue. That is why you are not consistent, because you continue to push off and brush off all of the wins that you feel, so it feels like you're doing nothing but losing. How the fuck do you expect to win? And then finally, you lack self-trust because you've never chosen to do a hard thing on purpose before. You've done lots of hard things. I know you have. I know you have. But doing a hard thing on purpose, voluntarily, that's how you build self-trust. You also build self-trust for confidence, and it's tied into the same thing. But if you want to speed run the ability to trust yourself, commit to doing something really fucking difficult and do it every day for a month. Whether it's getting up at 4 a.m., whether that's running a mile, whether it could literally be anything. I hated myself when I first started my weight loss journey. I fucking despised myself. I shit-talked myself 24/7. And I know I'm cussing a lot. I know I'm trying to stop, but I'm just letting it fly. I don't care. I started to trust myself halfway through this journey because I had realized I had not missed a single day, a single workout for 90 days. I had done multiple hours of exercise. It was COVID, so I had all the time in the world. But I had done multiple hours of exercise every fucking day. Voluntarily. Nobody was forcing me. I had my neighbor that would do it with me sometimes. Shout out Marcus. But I would most of the time be doing them the entirety of the workout by myself. You lack self-trust because you've never chosen to do a voluntary, hard thing and succeeded. Do something difficult for the sake of doing something difficult. You will feel more trust in yourself and pride in your abilities than you ever have. It's one thing when someone's got you held at gunpoint where you have to do it, right? Like you had to go to school when you grew up, right? Like you have to go to work. Do you want to go to work? Fuck no. But do you have to? Yeah, that's not the same thing. Choosing to get up early and chase your dreams, choosing to get up early and go to work, or choosing to get up early and start a business, post on social media, do something wildly uncomfortable on purpose, that's how you build self-trust. You might be looking at the people on social media like, why the hell would somebody do high rocks? Why the hell would somebody do, marathons? Why would somebody do strongman or an ultra marathon or an Ironman or any of these things? It's because they want the feeling of gratification that they chose to do something difficult without really any sort of reward. The reward is inside, my dude. But that is what propels them to success in every other adventure in life. I've never really met anybody that's run those long distance races that's doing really terrible in life. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever met a person who regularly runs marathons, a person who regularly does Ironman triathlons, a person who regularly competes at a high level in sports? I've never really seen anybody who didn't have their life together, at least for the most part. Because they trust themselves and they trust their own decision making. Are they immune to mistakes? Hell no. You're still going to make mistakes even if you're the smartest person on the planet. But they trust themselves and they have confidence in their own ability because they continuously throw themselves at discomfort, because they continuously grow, because growth comes from discomfort. So throw yourself into some voluntary discomfort and watch your life change. I promise it will completely shift the trajectory of the rest of your life. Okay, that's it. Bye. No, that's about it. I wanted to get a little unhinged. I feel like I've been going real TED Talk-ish recently, and I just wanted to pop the lid off and go crazy for a little while today. So those are 9 brutal truths that I learned on my weight loss journey. I definitely did not have to re-record this video because my phone stopped recording for whatever reason. But yeah, that's what I have for you today. 9 brutal truths after a weight loss journey. If you guys are enjoying the content, hit like, hit subscribe, comment what you want to see next. If there's a specific topic you want me to cover, I'll dive into it. I've got plenty of topics to go over, and I would love to start doing these a little bit more frequently too. So yeah, I love you so much. I love you so much, and I thank you for being here, and I want you to remember that there are no perfect journeys. No matter if your goal is weight loss, if your goal is to save $10,000, if your goal is to stop feeling so burnt out, there are no perfect journeys. Expecting perfection guarantees disappointment, and you're either going to do this imperfectly or you're not going to do it at all. Okay? So just remember that. Comment, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. I love you to death. All my links are in the description. Peace out. Keep it simple, big fella.